JM Smucker out with its fiscal 2024 second quarter results. The company, which recently acquired Hostess brand, saw a rise in comparable net sales boosted by higher volume and price increases, though on the whole, overall sales taking a hit from planned divestitures as the company looks to realign its brand portfolio. We are joined now by JM Smucker Company CEO Mark Smucker. Great to always speak with you, Mark, and you've always got some jelly-themed or colored or nod to some type of jelly in a blazer format. We appreciate you for that consistency, my friend. At the end of the day here, you know I got to start with the Uncrustables division here. I mean, we saw an amazing kind of performance here, and I think it continued to showcase something among the consumer. Perhaps you can give us a little bit more details around what you're seeing in the consumer, and if this is a consumer that's flowing more into the frozen food aisle purchases right now, as evidenced through some of the results with Uncrustable.
Yeah, Brad, thank you guys for having me. And thanks for starting with Uncrustables. It's a great product. It continues to grow. It's been double digits for years now. It's going to eventually be $1 billion brand in a couple of years. We're building our third plant. We actually just started advertising on Uncrustables and Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago. So it was the first time we've advertised in about 10 years. And so that product is really taking advantage of snacking occasions, right? And so it's a very convenient, no-mess product that parents love to give their kids, that athletes like to consume as well. And it fits right in with our whole snacking strategy, which of course now includes Hostess.
And Mark, when it comes to what you saw outside of Uncrustables, that was a huge hit here for you during the quarter. Some of your higher product pricing and the easing pressure that you saw on input costs really helping drive some of the results here on this most recent quarter. I'm curious, just from a pricing perspective, how much pricing power do you still have at this point? You talk about the fact that maybe consumers are starting to trade down just a bit. Do you have any wiggle room to further raise prices?
You know, we have been very prudent as we've raised prices across our entire portfolio. Our entire portfolio is actually performing exceptionally well as we've reshaped it. Recently, though, we actually took a price decline on coffee because commodity costs have come down, and that gives takes a little pressure off the consumer. And so we're really pleased to be able to pass along a decrease on coffee.
Even as you think about some of the acquisitions that you've made, and you mentioned Hostess, you know, what type of accretive nature do you expect that to give to the business near term, and what kind of changes do you believe are necessary for Smucker to implement at Hostess?
So first of all, Hostess is a great brand. It fits perfectly with our strategy of leading brands and growing categories. And so they clearly are a leader in the sweet baked snacks area. We have very complementary capabilities. We've spent a lot of time building our prowess in marketing and our execution at store level. They have great skills and talent in innovation cycles as well as the convenience store channel. So there are definitely opportunities for both companies to come together and actually benefit each other, and we're really excited about those.
Mark, what's your assessment of the consumer? Because there is a lot to be optimistic about, obviously, within your business, but I would guess it's a very challenging time. How are you navigating what could be a tough couple of months?
You know, there are some consumers out there that are seeking value. Our portfolio, regardless of the category, whether it's coffee, pet snacks, handheld snacking, sweet baked snacks, all of those categories, we play in the entire spectrum of value. So value brands like Folgers, all the way up to Dunkin' and Bustelo in the coffee space. Even within Milk-Bone, our pet snacks, there are both value and premium offerings. And so we're able to actually move and capture the consumer where they need to be and really want to make sure that we're meeting their needs. So even though there are some premium items that continue to grow, we are also seeing that value consumer and capturing and providing them with products that they need as well.
Mark, it seems like some of the weight loss drugs and the trend there that we've seen of GLP-1s among consumers too, That's presented a headwind for snacking as a whole. And we've heard that come up as a theme time after time again with some of the grocery retailers over the course of this earnings season. How is that kind of trickling through to your business? How is that kind of playing itself out in even what your production looks like, the wholesale partnerships and where people are taking on inventory, and that assessment that you have to think about on a day in, day out basis?
Yeah, we haven't seen any meaningful impact at this point. Of course, we're watching that very carefully, and we're in the business to serve consumers. So we want to listen to them, to what they need. If you think about our broader portfolio, we have products that will meet the needs of consumers across, again, the value spectrum, but also in the snacking space. Consumers continue to snack more than they used to, and often that's a sweet snack. Sometimes it's a sweet coffee beverage. Even in the Hostess line, there are opportunities for portion control. The products come individually wrapped. You have bite-size offerings. So we're going to continue to innovate and listen to the consumer and make sure that the products that we're providing are meeting their needs. And that may even include Voortman cookies, which is part of the Hostess portfolio, a zero sugar alternative. So very, very broad portfolio and able to meet those needs of the consumer.
Mark, are you at all thinking about maybe smaller packaging when it comes to the number of items within some of these boxes, within some of your offerings, because of the impact of weight loss drugs potentially?
Yes, and we've already done some of that. If you look at the Hostess line, there are alternatives of whether they're individually wrapped or bite-sized alternatives, but there are other alternatives like peanut butter, which is obviously a higher protein, vegetable protein, very affordable. So we think our portfolio can play across all of those need states.
Just don't make the Twinkies smaller, please. Please, Mark.
That's all Brad's asking for today, at least. All right, Mark Smucker, always great to talk to you here. James Smucker Company CEO. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks so much for having me.